What if I told you there was a way to stop an emotional spiral dead in its tracks? You know that feeling of being completely swamped by anger or anxiety? Well, there's a really surprising scientific insight that kind of works like a reset button. And today, we are going to break it down.
We've all been there, right? You're just going about your day, everything seems fine, and then bam! A frustrating email lands in your inbox, someone says something that just rubs you the wrong way, or maybe it's just a random thought, and just like that, you're completely hijacked.
It's like a switch just flips inside your head. 1 second, you're clear and calm. The next, it's just chaos. That logical, rational part of your brain, it pretty much just checks out. And you're left riding this huge, powerful emotional wave. For what feels like forever, minutes, sometimes hours, it really feels like the emotion is in the driver's seat, not you.
So to figure out how to stop this hijack, we've got to look at what's actually happening in our brains and our bodies when that first wave hits. This is the science behind that emotional hijack.
This right here, this quote kind of demystifies the whole thing. An emotion isn't some magical, uncontrollable force. Nope. At its very core, it's a physical thing, just a chemical reaction happening in your body. Something triggers it, and your brain releases this little cocktail of chemicals that creates the feeling.
And here is the most important part of that whole process. How long do you think it takes for that chemical reaction to run its course? Just 90 seconds. That's it. From the moment those chemicals get released to the moment they are completely flushed out of your system, it's about 1.5 minutes. So this 90-second window is the basis for something called the 90-second rule. And it's not just a catchy name, it's a real concept, and it's totally grounded in the science of how our bodies process these emotions. So what does this actually mean for you and me? It means the actual physical feeling of an emotion, that rush of heat you get when you're mad, or that sinking pit in your stomach when you're anxious. That feeling has a really short lifespan. It's automatic, it's a physical event, and it's over in about 90 seconds.
And there it is. That's the question everyone immediately asks, right? If the chemistry's gone in 90 seconds, then why am I still fuming 3 hours after some annoying meeting? This is where we find the real culprit.
Okay, look at this distinction, because it is absolutely critical. On one side, you've got that chemical surge, the body's alarm system. It's automatic, it's unavoidable, it only lasts 90 seconds. But on the other side, you've got the mental story we tell ourselves about it. Every time we replay what happened, we're basically hitting a button that tells our brain to release those chemicals all over again, starting that 90-second clock from zero. And that is the loop that keeps us stuck for hours.
So the big question is, how do we break that loop? Well, it all starts with learning how to handle that first 90-second physical wave. And the first tool for that is actually pretty simple: observation.
So the next time you feel that surge coming on, don't try to fight it, just notice it. Acknowledge what's happening in your body. You can even give it a name in your head, like, okay, there's that heat rising in my face, or I feel that tightness in my chest. And then just watch it. Literally just observe it like you're a scientist, as it peaks and then fades away, just like a wave. It will pass in about 90 seconds if you let it.
Now, to be super clear, you're not trying to suppress the feeling here. That doesn't work. You are simply letting that 90-second chemical process do its thing without throwing more mental fuel on the fire. You're creating a little bit of space between the physical feeling and the story you start to tell yourself about it.
Okay, so that observation technique handles the physical wave. But what about that mental story? You know, the one that keeps re-triggering the whole cycle? For that, we've got another really powerful tool. It's called the 5-5-5 reality check.
This is just so effective at breaking that mental loop. When you feel yourself getting stuck, just ask these 3 questions. This thing that's making me so upset right now, will it still matter in 5 hours? Probably not as much. What about in 5 days? Very unlikely. And in 5 times years? Almost 0 chance. This simple trick just instantly shrinks the problem down to its real size.
All right, let's put it all together. Let's combine these 2 ideas, managing the physical wave and reframing the mental story, into one solid strategy you can use to build some serious emotional resilience.
So here it is, your new emotional toolkit. First, you've got the rule. Remember, the physical feeling is temporary, just 90 seconds. Then you've got your physical fix. Just observe the sensations and let the wave pass. And finally, the mental fix. Use that 5-5-5 perspective shift to stop the story from running away with you. The result? You get back in the driver's seat by choosing not to restart that loop.
I love this quote. It's just the perfect way to think about it.
That initial 90-second wave, it's gonna come no matter what. You can't stop it. But choosing to replay the story over and over in your mind, that's like grabbing a surfboard and deciding to ride that same wave all afternoon. And that part, that's always your choice.
So I'll leave you with this question. Feeling that emotional hijack is gonna happen. It's just part of being human. But now you know it has an expiration date. So the next time you feel it coming on, you have a choice. What are you gonna do with your 90 seconds?